Leaf blowers.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Selectmen's meeting for January 9th, right, today? At 5 o'clock. Mr. Pino, do we have a need for any non-public this evening?
We do, pending litigation.
Thank you. So on our agenda tonight, we're going to be dealing with going over these are warrant articles to be, the non-money ones to be, these are by petition and to be decided we want to vote on them, and then we're also going to go over our list of who's going to speak to them on when we would do our recording. Our first warrant article that we have that was presented to Pat Waterman. It's for a zoning change, and she notified the petitioner that it was submitted after the deadline date. The filing period petition was for November 13th, 2023 till December 13th, 2023, and this came in afterwards on, not sure what day, I think it was the 28th according to the date here, so that one has been in, and the petitioner's been notified of that. Our next one is a warrant article by petition to, I'll read the article in here. It's article, we'll call it P1 right now, reaffirm 2002 warrant article 16 surplus policy. To see if the town will vote to reaffirm 2002 warrant article 16 surplus policy. Each year the town should, in quotes, each year the town shall reduce the surplus, the general fund unassigned fund balance, carried over from the prior year to an amount no greater than 10% of the operating budget voted the current year by applying the excess as fund balance to reduce taxes, end of quote. And further, said amount to reduce taxes shall be affirmed, disclosed, and voted by the Board of Selectmen at a regular board meeting, submitted by petition. Been verified by our town planner, had the necessary signatures, they've all checked out. So, board members, do we want to put a vote on this at all, or?
I don't think we have to. I think it's just mandatory that we are required to put it on the ballot as written.
Right, yep.
I'd just like to say that I added submitted by petition at the end. That was not part of what was given, but DRA in the past has said it should say that it is a petition, and I put the title on because there wasn't one given.
Yep, okay. Yeah, I agree. I think it should have submitted by petition just to information for the voters as they come into the booth and stuff too, so.
I think it needs to go below. This one's at the end of a sentence. I would put it a line below. So you have the word article that says by petition. So it's clear that that's not part of.
Yep, makes sense. Now,
Want to speak?
is these public hearings that people get to speak on this at all, or is this just for us to go over to submit and stuff to move forward on?
If the petitioner is here, we ask them to speak.
Well, so I'm kind of getting a poll on the board to see if they'd like to. You give whoever would like to speak to it if they want an opportunity.
If they want to, but if they don't want to, they
Okay.
don't have
Yep,
to.
okay.
I mean, it isn't particularly, usually this is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So not open up a public hearing, but anybody want to speak to this, we'd more than willing to listen. If not, that's fine. Okay?
All right.
Even the little guy back there doesn't want to? Okay. So that will go on the warrant as presented. Next one is Article P2 right now, 911 Ambulance Municipal Operations Contract. And it will read, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $500,000 without further action by town meeting for purpose of a 911 ambulance municipal operations contract should the warrant article for the 2024 operating budget fail and the town enter into a default budget. This warrant article shall be null and void if the town passes the 2024 operating budget warrant that includes ambulance funding. This is submitted by petition.
This one did have a title. I added submitted by petition following suit. I will skip down one line. And I also wrote this article has not been voted on yet because it was a money article. I had to put it into DRA that way. So
Right.
that is also not part of the petition.
Linda?
I have a question. Did anybody check on either attorney or DRA in terms of no meaning no, that if this should fail and we go to a default budget, will it stop us from spending any money on ambulance?
Yes, I had another conversation with legal this afternoon. When we got wind of this, we did reach out to DRA to ask the question. We have yet to hear back from DRA at this point. They have another telephone call tomorrow afternoon with legal. If we do not hear from DRA at that point, our attorney is going to reach out to DRA for some guidance. Our attorney has a lot of problems with this particular warrant article based on the no means no. And this really boils down to 4 options right now. Both of these can pass. Both of these can fail. The budget could fail and this passes, or the budget passes and this fails. That really brings down the 4 scenarios short of any changes being made at the deliberative session. The town attorney described this as a poison pill to the operating budget and described it as being something that could set us up to go to a default budget. He has problems with it. He again, if we don't hear back from DRA by tomorrow, after my phone conversation with him, he will reach out to DRA and their legal for guidance.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? What would we?
He did recommend at this point that you as the board should not vote on this.
Okay.
We should make the budget committee aware of this evening, but with a caveat that you haven't voted on it yet, so they will have to hold another meeting to vote on it.
Okay,
But we still put it on the warrant. It just goes on regardless.
automatically.
Whether we vote or not vote at this particular time, it is on the warrant.
Correct.
yep. Okay,
But when it comes time to finishing the 737, which you still have a little time for, BoS has to recommend or non-recommend all financial matters. So a position, one way or another, will need to be had before it's finalized.
And what is that date?
Well, it has to be posted, I think, by the end of January, but I
Okay.
have to have the Budget Committee sign off on it also, so I need some time. I mean, it's not this week.
right.
Yeah, we have till the end of the month.
To post it, but I have to finalize it, I've got to get them to sign it, and I've got to get through DRA approval, so.
So if we do it at our January 17th meeting, you're fine. That gives you enough time to,
It definitely gives me enough time as long as DRA is staying on top of all the other warrant articles, because they approve them one at a time, you know what I mean? So if we have one waiting or hanging out, I think that'll work out.
okay.
And Budget Committee should then have a meeting by the 20th at least to give you enough time, correct?
I think technically they're done tonight.
Yeah, but they.
They would have to come back and
still have to
vote on this.
this.
So
Okay.
they would have to do it, and I would hope that they could do it on the 18th or 19th so that you have at least,
I was thinking they were doing it tonight, but if they defer it, yes, same time frame.
Okay. All right. Our next warrant article submitted by petition here, Article P3, is titled Rescind and Abolish the Wolfeboro Police Commission. Shall the voters of the town of Wolfeboro vote to rescind and abolish the Wolfeboro Police Commission pursuant to New Hampshire RSA 105-C:7 to be effective upon the passage of this article submitted by petition? It's been gone through by Pat and verified the signatures.
And this one did say submitted by petition on it, so I guess I'll leave it with the body of the language.
Yep.
So I have a couple of things. One, and Luke pointed it out also, the wording on this is a little unusual, especially the first sentence. So I wonder if we should have that looked at to make sure that the intent of it is correct. And maybe it should be to see if the voters of the town of Wolfeboro instead of shall the. I'm not sure. So that would be one thing that I would wonder about it. Another thing is, it came to us not knowing who the petitioner was, and I don't think it's an issue, but I wanted to make sure that someone who's not in town can petition a warrant article in this town. I think they can, but that would be something that I would like to know for sure. And that's about the only two things that I would like clarified if possible.
Does Pat must know who handed it in?
She does not.
Nope.
She said she was busy. She did not know who handed it to her. However, on the top of one of them, it does say RSA 39:3 by petition of 25 or more eligible voters of the town of Wolfeboro. So I think as long as there's 25 names on there.
Yeah.
Say to Brian, it's not I don't think it's the petitioner. It's the people that signed the petition.
That's correct.
And that's what
They're the ones
I-
actually petitioning.
Yeah. That's what I assumed, but I just wanted to make sure that that was correct, that the petitioner didn't have to be a resident or a voter in our town.
I don't believe anyone gets, carded or, proof of identity as they hand off a petition.
What's unusual is usually the petitioner, we know who it is, and they sign the petition themselves. So they're checked to make sure they're, a voter in town also on the roll. This one's unusual because it came to us kind of in an anonymous fashion.
I have a question in terms of, if I'm correct, we cannot change the wording on this.
Right.
But it can be changed at the deliberative session. So
Correct.
if there is an issue, the petitioner can correct that at the
Correct.
deliberative
Right.
session.
As
So-
long as I think you're not changing the purpose.
The
You know what I mean?
intent.
The intent,
Yeah.
you can't
It's
say,
just if-
to increase the membership or something, you couldn't go the opposite way of the purpose
Correct.
of
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
if you were doing Scribner edits, I do believe
Yeah.
you could on the floor.
So just as long as we're clear on that.
Yep. Anything else on these petition warrant articles? I think our next quick order of business, we have this list of all the warrant articles that we haven't gone through to see who's going to speak to them, and we're doing our recording a week from tomorrow. Has everybody had a chance to look at that list at all? Yeah.
I have not, but
Jim, I think, gave it at the last board meeting
Right.
or meeting before, and I brought my copy into Brad.
Yeah.
I think we need to do that. It'd be better to do it now and know what we are going to speak.
She's checked off the one she's going to do. Linda, yeah.
no.
So what I'll go down through these one at a time here, and we'll get a name assigned to them. That works. Port Wayland bond,
I'd like to do that one.
okay. Operating budget, we don't do the, budget committee does that. Town road upgrades,
That's me.
I'd be happy to do that one. South Main Street sewer engineering,
Sure.
was that Luke?
Yep.
Maplewood and Highland Terrace water line,
I'll do that one too.
okay, Dave said he'd do that
Okay.
one. Jockey Cove stormwater engineering,
I'll do that one.
Linda. Municipal electric bucket truck,
I'll do it.
Brian. Parks and Rec tractor,
I'll do that one.
Luke. Ambulance,
I'll do the ambulance.
Linda. Police vehicle replacement,
I'll do it.
who's that?
Brian.
Brian, okay, thank you. Public Works Capital Reserve Fund. Okay, Dave. Building Maintenance Capital Reserve Fund,
I'll do it.
I got a tie.
Brian,
Okay.
Brian wants it.
Water Resources Non-Capital Reserve Fund,
I'll do that one.
that's Linda. Abenaki Ski Area Capital Reserve Fund. Dave.
You have to say yes.
Tree Removal and Replacement Expendable Trust Fund. I'll take that one. Wastewater Treatment Plant Capital Reserve Fund.
I can do that one.
Linda. Bingo. Do we have
I'll
to?
do bingo. I'm done.
Brian. Historical Society lease, non-financial. Oh. Do we do, even though it's non-financial, do we still do a presentation? I mean,
We usually
think
do,
we
I
do.
think.
so we'll do an introduction to it. Yep. I'll take that one then. Pop oil and locker room lease,
I can do it.
Luke. Well, see, the library landscape and the library solar we pulled, right? So that's all.
Should be
of
it.
them.
Thank you.
I have 5. 5. How many you got?
3.
3. How many you got, Brad?
I'd have to look, probably 3 or 3, maybe 4.
How many does Dave have?
You and I got the biggest mouths.
Well, I can pass off
Okay.
one to someone if they want it.
What else did we have to do on this? Oh, the order. Did we want to keep that order that they're listed in?
I only had one change.
You had the ambulance moving up?
I just had to move the ambulance up before we got into the
Capital
truck
reserves.
and the trucks and stuff.
So we'll put that
one-
up with the cash before the capital reserves. I'll get that out to you tomorrow with the updated list of the order and as well the, who's doing what.
The presenters? Yep.
Bingo?
Fort Woodlands first because it's a bond.
Okay. Anything else for the board here tonight while we're in public session?
I have other business.
Okay.
I asked Amy to send out to the board a statement that the Wolfeboro Waters is going to give to the planning board on the Bridge Falls Landing project that's coming before the board on January 16th, 2024, and it's going to read, "The Wolfeboro Waters Committee is requesting that the planning board follow the town's stormwater regulations without any exceptions and waivers." And that has to do with how important they feel the stormwater regulations are to help protect the lakes, ponds, streams, wetlands, and wetlands buffer. And it's a regulation that we have. And I just wanted everybody to know that they were going to make that.
Anything else under other business?
I do. Where are we, what is the time frame for the Port Wetland MOU? Because that's critical if we're going to even go forward with
He
it.
actually did email me yesterday. I have not had a chance to respond to him. I'm hopeful that if we can get through tonight without any hiccups, that I can contact him tomorrow and find out where we're at. So that's my goal, is to have some information tomorrow on that particular item.
There is still time if we wanted to amend that warrant article. And if we wanted to require before any of the appropriated funds are spent, that easements and an MOU are in place. That is possible. I know it's a big pain in the neck, but it is possible.
On the floor.
We can do it on the floor of the deliberative session. The thing I found it hard is because you have the new warrant article and you have the old warrant article, and it's in the old warrant article, 100,000. But we can see if we can word it so.
Yeah. Maybe you and I can sit and write some.
But it would be nice to, would be even better if we could get the MOU in place and know where we are.
Yes. Anything else? Oh, we have it on the agenda, but any quick public input or anything? I would entertain a motion to go into non-public.
Non-public.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Dave, seconded by Linda. All in favor? Aye. Yes. Thank you, everybody.